Welcome back, true crime fans. In this episode, we reveal the next chapter of Marcus's story. The furnace below the shaft ended in a room the architects had never named. No paint, no signage, just poured concrete and the stink of diesel and old paper. Bare bulbs burned behind Ken's, throwing long, nervous shadows. Marcus clung to the last rung and lowered himself onto the floor, heart still hammering. The figure who had spoken stood a few feet away, a hood down now, the visor removed. It wasn't Kincaid. It was Lieutenant Lang. Up close, Lang looked like a man whose life had been sandpapered down to edge and nerve. His uniform shirt was unbuttoned at the throat, the badge pinned crooked. In one hand he held a clipboard. In the other, a set of keys heavier than Marcus's entire future. "Thought I'd meet the famous witness," Lang said. "You've been busy." Marcus kept his back to the wall. "You set me up. The body in my cell. The photos. All of it." Lang tilted his head as if Marcus were a student mispronouncing a word. "You're still thinking in the language of guilt and innocence. This place speaks a different dialect. Evidence moves. People disappear. Paperwork tells the story you write for it." He nodded at the thumb drive sticking out of Marcus's jumpsuit. "You're holding our ledger. Years of off-books transfers, contraband routes. Who looked the other way and when? That's why Kincaid wanted you gone. That's why the gangs played nice long enough to walk you down here. You're a delivery system, Kane. That's all." "Delivery to who?" Marcus asked. Lang smiled without teeth. "To me." The sound of boots on metal echoed above. Shouts. The ladder shook as someone started down. Lang's eyes flicked upward. "No time," he said. "They think you're a loose end. They're not wrong, but you're also leverage. We get out together, or we burn together." "You're a cop," Marcus said. "I'm a lieutenant in a system that eats its own," Lang corrected. "That drive can end careers, maybe put a few people behind bars who actually deserve it, but only if it leaves North Point. You and I are the only ones still breathing who know where the bodies are, literal and otherwise." Above them a voice shouted, "Basement breach! 2 down!" The rungs rattled again. Marcus recognized Kincaid's snarl carried down the shaft. Lang moved fast, crossing to a steel door at the back of the room. He fitted a key into the lock and swung it open on a breath of cold night air. Beyond lay a maintenance tunnel running under the perimeter, dark and low. "This was for me alone," Lang said. "Now it's for both of us. Move." Marcus hesitated. Every instinct told him to run the other way, to hand the drive to the first uniform he saw, to get back to the world where things were simple. But that world had ended the moment someone had put a body in his bunk. He followed Lang into the tunnel. It sloped downward, then curved, then rose again. Water dripped from the ceiling. Pipes clanged with distant pressure. The smell of earth replaced the smell of bleach. Halfway through, a flashlight beam lanced the darkness ahead. Kincaid's voice rolled toward them, steady and close. "End of the line, Lieutenant. Drop the drive. Send me the witness. You walk out alive." Lang whispered, "Keep moving." But Marcus stopped. "If I hand it over, do I walk?" he called. A pause. Then Kincaid's voice softened, almost kind. "You don't belong here, Kane. Give me the drive. You'll testify that Lang forced you. Protective custody, new name, new start. You can leave this tunnel right now." Lang's hand closed hard on Marcus's arm. "He's lying. You'll be dead before sunrise." Another voice floated from behind Kincaid now. Spiderwebs, amused. "Make a choice, witness boy. Either way." "Yeah, somebody gets paid." The tunnel had narrowed until their shoulders brushed brick on both sides. Marcus felt the thumb drive dig into his ribs like a third heartbeat. Ahead, the exit hatch glowed faintly with the sodium orange of a yard light. Behind, footfalls approached like a slow drum roll. He looked at Lang. "You're no hero. You built this place as much as Kincaid did." Lang didn't deny it. "True, but I'm the only one offering you a future." The first shot cracked, deafening in the tunnel. Brick dust stung Marcus's face. Kincaid was firing blind to drive them forward. Lang shoved Marcus toward the hatch. "Go!" Marcus lunged. His hands found the wheel of the hatch. It wouldn't turn. Rust or time or fate had locked it. Another shot sparked off the pipe above. Lang drew a pistol from his waistband, contraband for a lieutenant, but nothing in North Point surprised Marcus anymore, and fired back down the tunnel. Screams echoed, then silence. "Turn it!" Lang barked. Marcus twisted the wheel until it shrieked and broke free. The hatch swung open on a rush of icy air. Beyond lay the drainage ditch outside the fence, a ribbon of freedom under a sky powdered with stars. Lang grabbed the edge of the hatch to pull himself through and froze. A blade protruded from his side. Spiderweb stood just inside the tunnel, grin like a cracked mask, blood on his hands. "Boss sends his regards," he whispered. Lang fell against the brick. The gun skittered across the floor to Marcus's feet. Spiderweb stepped forward, reaching for the drive. Marcus didn't think. He raised the pistol and fired once. The shot roared in the narrow space. Spiderweb's grin vanished. He slid down the wall and was still. Lang sagged, but caught Marcus's sleeve. "Don't waste it," he said, voice thin. "Make it count." "Come with me," Marcus said. Lang shook his head. "Too late. They'll call me a rogue, a traitor. You're the witness now. Go." Boots thundered deeper in the tunnel. Reinforcements, or the iron vultures, or both. Marcus clutched the thumb drive, the photograph, and the gun. He climbed through the hatch into night. The ditch water was icy around his ankles. An alarm began to howl inside the prison like something wounded. Searchlights swept across the yard but missed the ditch by inches. Marcus waded through mud until he reached the tree line. He turned once and saw Lang silhouetted in the hatch, hand pressed to his wound, head bowed. Then the hatch slammed, and the world swallowed him. Marcus ran until his lungs burned. Sirens faded behind him. Ahead lay a county road and the faint glow of a gas station sign. He collapsed behind a berm, pulled the thumb drive from his jumpsuit, and stared at it under the stars. It was small enough to disappear in a pocket, heavy enough to ruin men who had thought themselves untouchable. On his phone, a burner he had hidden in his shoe and miraculously kept, he typed a single message to the only contact who might believe him, a journalist whose articles he had once read about North Point's abuses. He attached the photograph, and wrote, "I'm not dead. Yet. I have proof." Headlights appeared on the road. He crouched lower, unsure if rescue or capture was coming. He had survived 24 hours inside America's most dangerous prison, but the walls were bigger than the building. They stretched into politics, contracts, silence. He slipped the bin drive into a plastic bag, buried it under a rock, and memorized the spot. He could run. He could fight. He could vanish. But the story was now larger than him, and the shadows he carried would not stay quiet forever. As the car slowed on the road, Marcus whispered to himself, part prayer, part promise, "This isn't over." And somewhere behind the razor wire, in an office already preparing the press release about an escaped inmate, another hand reached for a phone to make sure it wouldn't be. Like and subscribe to get notifications immediately, the new video released.